Behind the glitters of the stage, the resounding sounds of fan chants, and the rays of the international spotlight, came a shocking narrative that is now shaking the foundations of the trust of millions of BTS fans around the world. Shocking rumors circulated. Jin and Jungkook were said to have once wanted to release their solo album much ahead of the official schedule, but that desire was allegedly restricted or even rejected by HYBE. This issue is sticking out profusely, not only among the fan community, but also the global media. More worryingly, HYBE chose silence. There is no clarification. There is no objection. No explanation. Precisely this silence magnifies the suspicion that there is something to hide, fact or speculation. The narrative that emerges from behind the stage, according to a report first revealed by one of the South Korean media and then widely disseminated by the international fan community. Both Jin and Jungkook have made careful plans to release their solo works before they enter the military, but the opposite happened. Jungkook did release the album Golden in November 2023, but some sources stated that the album's material was finished much earlier. Meanwhile, Jin, who only released one song, The Astronaut, at the end of 2022, is said to have a complete music archive that is planned to be released in the form of a full album. Now allegations are emerging that HYBE is delaying, rearranging, maybe even filtering content according to their business strategy. Jin and album are delayed quietly from the beginning. Jin was known as a creative and artistic figure. Despite only releasing one official solo song before enlistment, The Astronaut, many fans felt that it was only the beginning of a larger project. Recently, the news that Jin will be releasing an album titled Echo in mid-2025 further reinforces the theory that this album project is not new, but something that has been designed for a long time, perhaps even before he entered the military. An anonymous source from the music industry revealed that Jin's album material has been curated since late 2021, and much of it has been recorded in mid-2022. But HYBE is holding back the release schedule because they prioritize other projects. This claim, of course, provoked the anger of the army. Many felt that HYBE attached too much importance to the company's strategy rather than supporting the individual artistic expression of their artists, even those who already had the status of a legend like Jin. Jungkook and the unreleased alternative album Jungkook, the Golden Magne, who is now considered one of the global icons of K-pop, also did not escape this controversy. Golden's album was a huge success, but a number of music producers who had worked with him revealed that there were many songs that were not included in the album for reasons that were not explained in detail by the management. In a podcast leaked to an online forum, an international producer stated, "We finished at least 15 tracks with Jungkook, some of which were more experimental, more honest, and very emotional, but only a small part was released. The rest? We don't know his fate." Does HYBE opt for market-safer content? Are they cutting off Jungkook's creativity for the sake of a global strategy? These questions keep scrolling without answers. HYBE strategy or crisis of confidence? HYBE's decision not to provide an official response to this growing issue raises big questions. Is the company working on a communication strategy, or do they expect the issue to sink in on its own? Unfortunately for them, the army is not that easy to shut up. In a short time, various protest hashtags began to appear, among which #FreeJinEcho, #JusticeForJK, #HYBESpeakTheTruth, #Let Them Create. These hashtags even briefly occupied a global trending topic on platform X, formerly Twitter, with millions of tweets from fans around the world demanding an explanation directly from HYBE's CEO and BTS's management team, repeating old mistakes. This is not the first time HYBE has been considered delaying or controlling BTS members' artistic direction. In previous years, some armies have long debated how some BTS projects seem to be held back in favor of waiting for a time that is considered business appropriate. Some fans even brought up RM and Suga's old interview snippets, in which they called for long internal discussions whenever they wanted to release non-mainstream content or more personalized music. Now, with Jin and Jungkook in the spotlight, the issue is more relevant than ever. What do experts say? Dr. Choi Min-kyung of pop culture observer from Seoul National University explains that what's happening may be more than just a promotional strategy. We are witnessing a clash between corporatism and art. BTS is a global artist, and they have huge artistic rights. But when companies focus too much on business growth and stocks, artistic expression is sometimes sacrificed. Army talk. We are not blind consumers. One aspect that makes this issue so big is that BTS are not just any ordinary K-pop group. They are a symbol of struggle, honesty, and closeness with fans. So when it was alleged that their expressions were controlled by corporate power, the ARMY felt betrayed. On social media, many began campaigning not to buy HYBE's new merchandise until they provided an explanation. A fan from Brazil wrote, "We love BTS because they are honest. If their honesty is now controlled, then what is left? We want their music, not a market strategy." How ahead? With rumors constantly growing and HYBE remaining silent, the public is now wondering, will we see a change in the K-pop music production system? Will Jin and Jungkook start making noise after leaving the ARMY and expose what really happened? Some fans have even speculated that Jin, who is known to be outspoken and not afraid to express his opinions, could be making a big confession in the near future. Moreover, he is known to have closeness with fans and is not averse to defending them. Conclusion: it's not just about release, it's about control, and trust the case has grown far beyond simply the issue of album delays. This now concerns artistic freedom, trust between artists and fans, as well as the future direction of the Korean entertainment system. If it is true that HYBE has restricted the release of Jin and Jungkook's work, then the K-pop world is facing a major turning point, where the power of fans will demand transparency and reform in an industry that has been known to be very secretive. And if this conjecture is not true, then HYBE should have immediately spoken up, because silence in the storm only adds to suspicion. Cheap fact or sensation? Jin and Jungkook's case blocked by HYBE. Is it true or just a media drama? By HYBE Confidential Analysis Team made 2025 previous articles about allegations that HYBE restricted Jin and Jungkook's desire to release the album early have created a huge wave of discussion on various social media platforms and fan community forums. But now is the time for us to ask a deeper, more critical, and more objective question. Is all this true, or is it just a sensational narrative formed by the media or certain individuals in order to attract attention and clicks? In the information age as it is now, where opinions can become facts just because they are deviralized, we cannot simply swallow everything that is presented. So let's peel it together. Is it true that HYBE really silenced Jin and Jungkook's artistic expressions, or is this just a well-wrapped hoax? Why do we believe? Because of emotions or evidence? It is undeniable that ARMY is a fandom with incredible loyalty and love for BTS. So when news emerged that two beloved members, Jin and Jungkook, were inhibited in their creative process, emotions were immediately triggered. It feels like there are hands trying to undermine the interconnection that has been firmly established between artists and fans for more than a decade. But behind that emotion, we need to ask, what is the real evidence? Was there a direct statement from Jin or Jungkook indicating that they were forced to postpone the release? Are the claimed documents, voice recordings, or internal sources truly credible? Or does all of this just come from pieces of information that combine to create a grand narrative, media, and sensation? Who benefits? It is undeniable that the media industry today lives on clicks, comments, and virality. And BTS, especially when it comes to internal conflicts or corporate dramas, is a golden topic. Is it possible that this widespread article is actually a media strategy to fry issues that are not necessarily valid for the sake of traffic? Imagine one piece of commentary from a producer combined with a late release schedule, then wrapped in a bombastic title. Then there is the great news. It's not impossible, is it? Is HYBE completely wrong? Or misunderstood business strategy? Let's take another point of view. If it's true that HYBE delayed or filtered out music releases from Jin and Jungkook, does that automatically mean malicious intent? It could be that the decision is based on market calculations, the exact timing of the promotion, or complex logistics, not merely to stifle creativity. As a public company that manages many artists, HYBE must certainly balance between artistic interests and corporate strategy. Unfortunately, sometimes these strategies look cold or inhumane in the eyes of the public. But here lies a big dilemma. Should art be subject to the business system?